There are 7 basic mitzvot to carry out during the Seder on your Pesach table. And these are the minimum 7 that must be carried out for you to have done a proper Seder. Everything else is wonderful and colorful and beautiful. However, make sure you include these 7 elements. The first one is the narrative, the Haggadah, telling the story. Remembering that we Jewish people, we don't have a sense of history, but we have memory. In other words, the Pesach table is an existential experience of how we felt when we left Egypt. Convey it to your children. Be inspiring. Say it with joie de vivre and a sense of liberation. Read the Haggadah, and even if you don't do the whole Haggadah, read the narrative in sections. That's the first mitzvah. The second mitzvah is to be able to eat the matzah. Eat the matzah. Now, there are 2 kinds of matzahs. You've got the square matzahs, which are usually machine-made, and you've got the handmade round matzahs. Of the round matzahs, you should eat at least half a matzah in one go, in one sitting, during the course of the Seder, and the Haggadah tells you when to do so, and also to be able to do so leaning to the left. So we have the Pesach eating of matzah. Matzah is transition from slavery to liberation. We ate it just as we were in Egypt and as we were leaving Egypt. So it's the transition. Eat it, concentrate on it, feel the liberation. Then you've got other mitzvahs. You've got the mitzvah of eating the bitter herbs, the lour. Yes, we do have to recall the challenge, the difficulty. What is the challenge and difficulty? God hiding. Here we were 210 years in Egypt, and God was hiding. And God finally revealed himself, herself, itself, and the pain of the past moved away from us. We were able to rid ourselves of that. But nevertheless, we should experience what our forebears had to experience. And that experiential taste of the lour, the bitterness of the bitter times, make sure you feel that bitterness as you eat the lour. Then we have the eating of the Afikomen. What's Afikomen? Some say it's actually a Greek word. Desserts. And we eat it at the end of the meal. Remember when we break that middle matzah, look in your Haggadah, you'll see the ceremony of breaking the middle matzah. The larger one is set aside to be eaten later. Some have the custom of children hiding it and negotiating for its return. It's such an essential part of the Seder as such. It's a mitzvah to eat the Afikomen as a finality. Of course, it may not be wise to have the custom of hiding it, because it sort of suggests the notion of stealing, etc. In our home, we try not to give that kind of an example whatsoever. But the eating of the Afikomen, the last taste, the taste of absolute freedom of matzah, the humility of matzah, the ego abnegation of matzah, that's what we should have as the last taste in our mouth as we are completing the Seder as such. And then you've got the next mitzvah. You've got the mitzvah of gratitude, saying Tehillim, saying the Psalms, Hallel. You'll find that as one of the 15 elements of the Seder evening. There's gratitude, express it. Make sure that through your voice you have a sense of appreciation. Hashem, thank you for taking us out of Mitzrayim, and you will take us out of our Mitzrayim, and we will have a Geula Shlema. We will be with Mashiach Tzidkenu. Give that sense to everybody of confidence and that the future is bright and hopeful. The Hallel. And then we have the mitzvah of drinking the 4 cups of wine. 4 cups. Again, that notion of 4 representing 4 words that explain the Jewish people's exodus, but the groups of 4 come through in many, many aspects. The 4 sons we have, and we have the idea of the 4 worlds in Chassidus and Kabbalah. But nevertheless, the point is to drink the wine. Wine has a quality. You know, when you drink wine, nechnas yain, yetzer sod, secrets come out. Of course, that is colloquially simply said, okay, yes, you drink, you can become lightheaded, you say things that maybe you otherwise wouldn't say. But no, there's something about the wine itself that allows you to appreciate the deepest element of what a human being is, what a Jew is. It allows you to touch your soul. And there's a minimum amount for each cup. It's 86 mils, which is about 3 fluid ounces. And some even are more strict and have up to 5 fluid ounces, 150, 130 mils as such. But the custom is to drink the whole cup, red wine if possible. Of course, if there are health reasons to only use grape juice, by all means. But if you can, hold your liquor, drink the wine itself, and this time, not just a taste, the whole cup each time. So that's the second last mitzvah. And finally, we have the idea of leaning. We eat like the Roman royalty. We lean on our couches. So we have that symbolically by having a cushion and leaning. And the idea of leaning is expressing with our whole body the sense of liberation. So here we have the 7 mitzvahs. Make them inspirational. Make them real. Make them flow through your body. And make everyone around the table feel that exodus, and maybe that's the fission moment that will create our exodus. Have a happy and wonderful Pesach.